seats. School is now in session.
Welcome to Homeschooled Podcast.
Homeschool.
The Homeschool Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
It's time to document the journey.
Welcome back to Homeschool Podcast. It's me, Agostino Zoida. I'm your host. Thank you guys for tuning in. We know you got a lot of options out there for podcasts, so it means a lot to us. If you guys have been following along on this temporary segment that I'm doing of covering the Oscar nominations from 1973 is where I started to current. And I left off at the last episode on 1989, and I'm super glad I got through those 80s because I was bored. Because as I said in the last episode, the 80s weren't great Oscar years. In the 80s, you were watching like shit that wasn't nominated. You were watching like fucking Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, like, you know, Spielberg shit. You were watching cool, fun stuff when you were a kid, but there were some good Oscar movies. So just to recap, a couple things I have went back and watched. I watched Tootsie. I went back and watched Tootsie, and I will say funny. The original Mrs. Doubtfire, you know. Have you seen Tootsie, Dan?
Yeah, I have. I saw it like a long time ago, and it was good, but like you said, it was the original Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah,
So
it's funny. Okay. I laughed. I don't see how it's nominated. I think it's a Mrs. Doubtfire type movie, like a 80s comedy. You know, a rom-com. I think that some things get nominated just because of like who's in them or who directs them. Like, I don't think it even would have been looked at if Dustin Hoffman wasn't in it. And the last previous years, he was nominated like years in a row for Best Actor. So I think that's the only reason it was looked at. Some of these things, it's like, you know, I think what was the first movie Spielberg was nominated for as a director? Aliens invading.
I think it was Close Encounters. It might have been that one.
What was it? Sorry, you cut out.
Here, I'm gonna switch Wi-Fi.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because you're buffering like crazy. Give us a minute while Dan switches his Wi-Fi. In the meantime, I got some sponsors to read. By the way, I got a couple of dates coming up. I'm kind of hanging around the LA area for a little while, so if you guys want to see me perform live, here's what I got for you so far in April. April 2nd, I'm in North Hollywood at the Haha Comedy Club. April 5th, I'm at the Dime Bar in Los Angeles doing Adam Hunter's Room. And then April 8th, you can see me in Las Vegas, Nevada. Everything's at homeschoolpod.com. Click on tour. Sorry, I thought I'd fill them in with the tour dates while you were gone. Did you Did you find out the name that I was thinking of?
No, let me check real quick. I think it's Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yes.
I think.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's like the first one he's nominated for as a director. And then the next year, not that I disagree or anything, but Indiana Jones was nominated, which I love it, but that was like the only one that was ever nominated. And I think it slipped through the cracks just because the year before he was nominated for Best Director. So sometimes things just get looked at based off of their history. Like, you know, look at Adam Sandler, who did not get nominated for Uncut Gems. It's like they just look at your history. Man.
It really does, which is why even when he had the whole acceptance speech, because he won what? Was it a Golden Globe or something? Is that what it was? He won something.
He won something. I want to say it wasn't even a Golden Globe.
It might not have been, man.
Like
it might have been like a SAG award or
Teen's
something.
Choice Award. The MTV Awards.
Yeah. I just remember him on his acceptance speech. He was like, he named off the other actors that he was going against are like legit actors. Yeah. And he's like, and all of you guys lost against Adam Sandler.
That's right. That's right. That's great.
That's funny.
So really quick before we begin 1990s, I want to remind everybody that this episode is brought to you by USO Pet Insurance, which is not pet insurance. It's a new type of pet insurance, you guys. So if you guys have been thinking about getting some pet insurance, you know, in case your dog gets sick or they have an accident or something like that, the vet bills get really, really pricey, and so does pet insurance. It costs as much as having health insurance. So that's why USO has invented a brand new way to insure your pet. Again, this is not pet insurance. You pay a small monthly fee, and what you do is you go to the vet for whatever reason, your dog's checkup, medicine, shots, an accident or something like that. They ate something they weren't supposed to, x-ray. You pay for it up front, you keep the receipt, and then you send the receipt to USO, and they cover up to 80% of it. And it just helps out a lot with your pet's medical bills. So all you do is pay a very small monthly fee. USO is a community health sharing plan that reimburses you for your pet's medical wellness, illness, and routine care expenses. Look into it. All you got to do is use my link in the description or go to homeschoolpod.com, click on sponsors, and click the USO link. And that's it. That's it for today. I gave you guys the tour dates. We got everything out of the way. Now let's go ahead and begin. We're going to start. I've been looking forward to 1990s, bro.
Yeah, man.
There's some good movies in 1990s.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I'd even argue that the 90s might have had some of the best, I think it's one of the best decade of movies, the 70s and the 90s, man.
100%. 100%. Dude, 70s you had The Godfathers and Rocky and then all of a sudden 90s you got Tarantino and you got
you know there, Tarantino right there.
Hell yeah,
Pulp
dude.
Fiction poster on my wall. Yeah.
And what's another Scorsese is top of his game in the 90s, man. All right, so what we kind of do is I just read off what was nominated. Mostly we're focusing on Best Pictures. If I see fit, we will also look at Best Actor and stuff like that if it seemed interesting that year. So so here's what I got for 1990. Here's what was nominated for Best Picture. Field of Dreams, Dead Poets Society, Born on the 4th of July, My Left Foot, and Driving Miss Daisy. Do you know which one won?
Of all, let's see. I know it wasn't Driving Miss Daisy. It wasn't Field of Dreams. You said My Left Foot, and what was the other one?
Born on the 4th of July. Oh, and Dead Poets Society.
Oh, Dead Poets Society. Was it My Left Foot?
No, it was actually Driving Miss Daisy, won Best Picture.
Was?
Yeah. I always remember that, what's his name, Spike Lee, when Green Book beat him. In his speech, he said, "Every time somebody's driving somebody, I lose." That's how I remember that Driving Miss Daisy won. I've actually never seen Driving Miss Daisy.
I haven't either, man. I've seen pretty much all the other ones.
Yeah, me
Driving
too.
Miss Daisy, I haven't. I've seen it parodied so many times. They've talked about it, but I don't really hear anybody still talk about it in terms of a great picture. No one recommends it, right? Because you're just what are some classics I need to watch?
Right.
Nobody's like, Ago, you need to watch Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And that's kind of the whole point of doing this is to show that how often the Oscars get it wrong, or sometimes they get it right, but it's still not the movie that stuck with us all these years.
Yeah.
Out of this list, to me, I'd say My Left Foot is one that I would watch again. Maybe a lot of people would say Field of Dreams they probably watched the most out of these. Yeah. I don't know how Field of Dreams was nominated. I haven't. it's a Disney if Disney Plus was out at the time, that would have been straight to Disney Plus.
It kind of felt like the movie Crash, which I know you haven't covered yet for Best Picture. It came out. It was such a wholesome, feel good movie. Yeah, but it's not a great movie.
It's not.
It's really not.
It was fine. It was ghosts, baseball player ghosts. It was a little weird.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never seen Born on the 4th of July.
That one I have, and I don't really remember it. But My Left Foot, Daniel Day-Lewis crushes
it, dude.
He did so good in that. Yeah.
For me, if I had to pick one to win Best Picture, I would have picked My Left Foot. And by the way, he won Best Actor that year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I would say they got it right.
Yeah,
he goes up against Tom Cruise on Born on the 4th of July, Morgan Freeman in Driving Miss Daisy, Robin Williams from Dead Poets Society.
Yeah, man. Robin Williams, he did such a great job in Dead Poets Society, but we saw later he did Good Will Hunting. Yeah, which
it's similar.
Basically, a similar character, but
similar setting.
Yeah,
and here's the thing: I saw Dead Poets Society pretty recently. I agree that Robin Williams was great. I didn't think the movie was that great. I think it's a little boring, and then it does get to the heavy part where oh shit, spoiler alert. Come on, guys, it's 1990. Get out of here with the spoiler alerts. When the kid kills himself, you're like, oh shit, it's finally like has something different about it, something interesting about it, and then by that point you don't care.
Yeah. Like the only thing I really remember from that movie that still holds weight is the kid saying, "Oh, Captain, my captain."
Yes, exactly.
Captain, my captain.
It's probably the most famous line, right?
Yeah.
And then I think that's pretty much it from 1990 that's worth talking about. Best director also went to Born on the 4th of July, Oliver Stone.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oliver Stone, he's a good director, but I don't know, man. Like he's always done a lot of those big ones that would get nominated and stuff, but he's a little cheesy. I think he's a little cheesy.
Yeah. Also, I'm not a giant fan of Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything against him personally. It's just that when he's in a movie, I don't get the urge to like, I have to see that. It's going to be so good.
Yeah.
I'm more of a, I'm sure they often get compared, but I'm more of a Brad Pitt kind of guy.
Brad Pitt's good, man, because he really a lot of it could also be what type of movies we like, right?
Yeah.
Like Fight Club, he's so good in Fight Club. He really stretches the limit. Tom Cruise was good in Magnolia. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
No.
But he played a character that was a little more out of his comfort zone, but he kind of has a certain type that he plays. Tom Cruise. Brad Pitt is all over the place, man.
Yeah.
That's why I agree with you.
You know what's funny is like I didn't like Brad Pitt for a long time. Like I used to always just put him in a category of Tom Cruise. Like I didn't care when they were in movies. And then Inglourious Bastards came out, and then and then really Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I started to go like, all right, I'm gonna go back and watch some of this dude's movies. He's solid, bro.
He is. For me, the first time when I watched him that I really liked him in was 13 Monkeys. I don't know if you ever seen that one. No. Dude, he plays a crazy person. Like he plays like a crazy person in an insane asylum, and he's nuts. He really goes for that role, and that's when I thought, man, this guy's good.
Yeah,
this guy's good. So yeah,
Jen always tries to get me to watch. Like I've attempted twice to watch Meet Joe Black, and I can't finish it. Yeah, it's too chick flicky for me, and it's not his best performance. It's a little
not at all,
like at all. Yeah,
I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it, man. Yeah.
Oh, and then the other thing I forgot to say that a recap of the other stuff I was talking about in previous episodes. I watched The Verdict recently, which that was great. I think that I forget the director's name, but that guy. If you go back and you go like, what did this guy direct? It's like, damn, he did Dog Day Afternoon, Serpico. Yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so 1991, bro.
Okay.
Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Dances with Wolves. Awakenings. Ghost. Godfather Part 3. What's your guess? Who won?
Oh, man. So it's not Godfather Part 3.
No.
No. Goodfellas. Oh, well, was it Dancing with Wolves?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember that one winning. I think Daniel Day-Lewis won again, right? For Best Actor. I think he was the repeat. Was he the repeat winner?
Is he in that?
Yeah, that's his.
He's not nominated.
No. That's Last of the Mohicans. You're right. That one is with Kevin Costner, Dancing with Wolves. Yeah, Kevin Costner's Dancing with Wolves. I'll tell you Last of the Mohicans.
Kevin Costner got nominated, but he didn't win. He lost to Jeremy Irons for Reversal of Fortune. I mean, some of these things.
Jeremy Irons is a great actor, though. He's a great actor. Yeah, I've never heard that movie.
And he went up against Robert De Niro for The Awakening and Richard Harris for The Field. A couple other things that no one has ever heard of, but
I don't know, man. Goodfellas was good. That's a good one,
dude. Goodfellas to me is like that. Obviously, that and Ghost is the one that stayed with us, but Goodfellas, you can watch over and over.
Man, and you always hear the comparison of are you a Goodfellas or are you the Casino fan, right? Because like you can like them both, but people usually like, which one do you like more? I like Goodfellas.
I'm Goodfellas
Casino's
all day.
Great. Yeah,
Casino's great, but
but it kind of felt like, okay, I saw this already. Goodfellas is just all like Ray Liotta, man. Just because you had Joe Pesci and you had Robert De Niro.
Yeah,
like,
that's the only reason it's compared. It's completely different. I never seen Awakenings. I never seen Dances with Wolves. So not fair for me to judge. But if I were to say, I would say Goodfellas should have won.
Yeah.
And
I think so too.
I think that Godfather Part 3 is not a bad movie. It's just compared to 1 and 2, It's not as good.
Yeah.
You disagree a lot.
Yeah, man. And the reason why is because did you know that Winona Ryder was originally supposed to play the girl, the daughter that was in it?
Oh, really?
It was supposed to be Winona Ryder, but I think either she was already pre-attached to stuff. He couldn't, so he casted his daughter, Sofia Coppola, who's now a successful director.
Yeah.
She's not an actor, man. So
yeah.
Watching her in this, I'm like, oh man, this is not good. And at the end, you see him age, and spoiler alert. But
yeah,
like at the ending, like the way they did his character, I don't know, man. I love Godfather 1 and 2.
Yeah,
I love Godfather 1 and 2. Part 3, I'm just nah, man.
Well, especially if you love 1 and 2, it's such a letdown 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is. And like overall, I would say like we were talking about this the other day in the chat. Like people don't like Back to the Future 3. I think that it's great, and I think together all three of them are perfect. Like it's a great ending to that whole saga. And I mean, the end of Part 3 for The Godfather is a decent ending for 1 and 2. Like that's how it ended up. Okay, but yeah, it's no comparison. It's no comparison.
Yeah, man. You had so many iconic moments with Part 1, and Part 2 was so amazing because they casted Robert De Niro as the young, Marlon Brando character. So that's why 1 and 2, you can argue about which one's better, is because you had Marlon Brando in 1, who was so good, and then the young Robert De Niro in Part 2, which was so good. Part 3 was just lacking any kind of iconic new casting, any iconic scenes. It just didn't hold it, man.
You had Andy Garcia.
Yeah, exactly.
Who is fucking his own cousin.
Yeah, exactly.
who is Sofia Coppola, right?
Yeah.
Dude, Coppola is like known for keeping it in the family.
yeah, exactly.
Talia Shire is his niece.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from Adrian from Rocky. That's his niece.
Oh, yeah. And she's the mom of Jason Schwartzman, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
You know who he is, right?
No. Yeah, I guess I do. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And she's in Godfather. She's the sister.
Yep.
So,
Nicolas Cage is also a nephew of.
Well, isn't he's the brother of Sophia, isn't he?
No, because that would make him the son. He's the nephew.
Sorry, not Sophia, of Talia. Isn't he the brother of?
I think so.
Or their cousins.
Well, he's the nephew of Francis Ford Coppola.
Right.
That's all I know. He's a nephew. Yeah.
So I don't know if he's Talia Shire's brother.
Yeah.
But anyway, why has Nicolas Cage never been hooked up in Francis Ford Coppola movies?
I mean, he even changed his last name, and they said, or they he changed his whole name, and they said he was trying to make it on his own, man. So I commend him for that.
Yeah. I just did 1988, which Moonstruck was nominated. Have you ever seen Moonstruck?
I did like a long time ago. I haven't seen it in a while.
I grew up in an Italian family, bro. We watched that shit like we watched that like it's I don't know.
Dude, they had a young Nick Cage in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Right.
And it wasn't even Nicolas Cage. It was his original name. So it's Coppola at the end.
It's Nick Coppola?
I don't think it's Nick. I think it's
Nicholas Coppola.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because I think I remember seeing that too. But yeah, he doesn't even have lines. He's like flipping burgers in the back. But then, he got Moonstruck, which I can't believe he wasn't nominated for supporting actor for that.
Yeah, man, he was good.
He has been nominated for Best Actor before.
Mm-hmm. And he won for, was it Leaving Las Vegas, I think it was, or something?
Yes.
Like that? He won.
Yes.
Yeah, he won.
And I think that he was robbed for not even being mentioned for Pig this year. Did you see Pig?
No, I haven't. No, is it good?
It's a very artsy film.
Okay.
It's actually, I mean, like, he plays a pig farmer and his pig got stolen, but it was like his pet. Like he loved the pig, and he kind of like Taken, but they took his pig, like hunting down who took his pig. But it's very artsy, and it takes place of like in the restaurant industry because of it's a truffle pig, and they show all the stuff they make with truffles and all this stuff. I'm really surprised that Oscars don't even mention it. It's different but good, and his performance is really good. Okay. So I'm surprised that he didn't get a nomination. But anyway, for me, Goodfellas this year takes it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Supporting actor that year was Al Pacino, not for The Godfather, because that would have been a Best Actor nom.
Yeah.
He wasn't nominated for Best Actor for Part 3. He got, for a movie called Dick Tracy, Al Pacino was nominated.
Really?
Yeah.
He was nominated for, or he won for Dick Tracy?
Nominated.
Oh, nominated.
For supporting.
Damn. Yeah, man. That's crazy.
And he did not get a nomination for Godfather. But he got a nomination for Godfather Part 2 as Best Actor. And then Supporting Actor, Godfather 1.
Yeah.
Also that year was Bruce Davidson from Longtime Companion. Andy Garcia, Godfather Part 3, was nominated. Dance of the Wolves was Graham Greene. And the winner went to Joe Pesci, Goodfellas.
Yeah,
hell
man.
yeah.
You had to, man. You think I'm a clown?
Yeah.
Am I here to amuse you? Like, come on, man.
Dude, you know I'm a stand-up comic. Do you know how many friends of mine, comedian friends of mine, that's their voicemail answering machine?
That's awesome. At this point, it's not even original anymore. Huh? You heard it. It's like, I already hear it all the time.
Yeah. All right, we're in 1992.
All right, getting closer.
Here's what's nominated. Bugsy. JFK. The Prince of Tides. Silence of the Lambs. Beauty and the Beast.
No. Man, okay, so for this one, I think JFK won, right?
No.
Oh, it didn't win?
Nope.
Damn. That was Oliver Stone, though, right? That directed it? I think. I think Oliver Stone directed that.
You might be right. Let me see. Directing. Yeah, Oliver Stone. Yep.
Yeah. That's when he was kind of in his formula where he's just putting out the same type of movies that always get nominated and all that. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely a solid year, man. Very surprising that Beauty and the Beast got nominated for that. But that was before they had their category of Best Animated Movie. So I get it. Yeah. How'd you feel about that year?
Yeah, man. I agree. I was thinking the same thing. Before Best Animated Feature Film, they had to put these animated movies against these blockbusters, man. And I feel like that's kind of unfair.
Against Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins. You have one of the greatest performances ever for a villain, which is like, you know, Hannibal Lecter, I compared to like, that's like the gold standard. And then Heath Ledger, you know, the Joker in The Dark Knight, kind of got close to that, or at least, you know, arguably the same as him. So like, how the hell are you going to have a cartoon animation of Be Our Guest?
Can you imagine watching the Oscars that year, or even being in attendance? And you know how they show the nominations and they show a clip?
Yeah.
It would have been like, hello, Clarice, cut to like Beauty and Belle dancing.
Be our guest. Be our guest.
Yeah. By the way, you could have called Silence of the Lambs Beauty and the Beast, and it still would have made sense.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I think that was a little unfair. Obviously, why they created an animated category. And let me ask you this, dude. I think about this sometimes. This is going off subject a little bit, but you know, we are in a woke era. We are in very modern millennial times where they want to have equality and not even recognize men and women. You know, they don't want to do a men's category and a women's category. And I don't know why it's never been mentioned with the Oscars, because the Oscars is so woke, you know, and trying to always be politically correct. And people don't want to be referred to as he or she. So it's like, if you create one category for Best Actor, and it could be a man or a woman, I think that, why haven't they done that yet?
I don't know, but it also eliminates another winner, right? So they would probably have to do like two winners, something like that. But how controversial is it if you have two males or two females?
Very.
And then,
I don't think I would want it, but if it did, I think that a lot of the times, like, we would have brilliant performances, and they would just give it to a chick because they were just trying to be like, hey, you know.
Man. But even if you went with that, instead of just having like, let's say 10 actors and we hand out 2 awards, you could almost break it down where you have like comedy and, you know, horror, and then you have drama. You can almost separate it that way, because comedy, they don't win very often, man. Like, they get no love. Horror, same thing. You don't really get a lot of love. It always usually goes to dramas. Always.
I like that the Golden Globe has a Best Picture, but musical or comedy category, which I don't really like that musical and comedy is together. And comedy still really don't ever win. And some of the movies that they call comedies, it's like, that's not a comedy.
Like The Martian.
The Martian, dude, with Matt Damon.
That's not a comedy. What the hell?
So crazy. But I do like that they separate it. All right, anyway, so I've never seen Bugsy. I've never seen The Prince of Tides.
No.
Obviously, I've seen Silence of the Lambs, and that won, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, good, man. Yeah.
And I agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I still watch that movie every couple of years. It's amazing.
Masterpiece, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the performances. I actually watched it maybe like a month ago, and it honestly like still messes with me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would think, like horrors in the 70s, they're not as scary when you go back when you're an adult and watch them.
Yeah.
But Silence of the Lambs is still disturbing.
Yeah, and absolutely. Like when you go for screenwriting in film school, Silence of the Lambs is one of the examples they use for great character studies. Is learning that whole interaction between them. Where you had the scenes where it was just him and Clarice.
It's great.
So it's learning proper build up, tension between just character, energy, character dialogue. Like that's a great example to use.
I agree, dude. I saw JFK pretty recently, and I gotta tell you, I'm not impressed. I wasn't impressed.
I wasn't either, man. It's okay. It's okay.
I like Robert Redford. I like Dustin Hoffman.
Yep.
They're fine actors in it, and it's like that's not the story I wanted to be told about JFK, the assassination. I didn't want to hear about the reporters trying to track down what happened, and they never even get to the real story. 3 hours later, and I'm like, I'm all set, dude. 3-hour movie. I'd rather a movie about the assassination, not the reporters trying to figure out what happened, which they never do. Okay. Best actor that year, obviously, Anthony Hopkins. He went up against Warren Beatty for Bugsy, Robert De Niro for Cape Fear. Cape Fear not nominated, but Robert De Niro is. I think his performance should have gotten nominated. The movie, do you think it should have been?
No, I mean, it's been a while, but like in fairness, I didn't see those other ones. Like the other two that you mentioned. I haven't seen them, so I don't know. But you do have movies like that where the movie itself is just okay. Yeah. But the performances are amazing, man. And that one was absolutely that. Robert De Niro. I just saw the King of Comedy.
Oh, dude, how good is that movie? Yes.
Dude,
I own that
movie.
movie.
It's the original Joker.
It's the original Joker.
Yeah, it really is. It was awesome, man. He crushes it.
Whenever people talk about the movie Joker, I'm like, go back and watch King of Comedy. That's like 100% what it is. Yeah, and absolutely. Robert De Niro's in it.
Yeah.
And Jerry Lewis. I love Jerry Lewis playing a serious role. Anyway, that's a great movie. Cape Fear is a good thriller. Yeah, I don't think it should have been nominated, but his performance was great.
Yeah.
Robin Williams was nominated that year for Best Actor again for the Fisher King. Have you ever seen The Fisher King?
I don't think I've even heard of it.
I got to tell you, dude, I put it on the other day, and I turned it off. I gave it a real try. It was pretty horrible. It's, what's that guy's name from The Avengers who's like the bad guy? He has a very specific voice.
You're talking about what? Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges is like basically playing Howard Stern. He has a famous radio show, and then a caller calls in and he gives him bad advice, so the guy kills himself, so he loses his career. And then Robin Williams is like this street gang leader.
Yeah.
It's dude, it was really bad. It was really bad.
Yeah.
Jodie Foster won Best Actress. Jack Palance won for City Slickers, dude. Supporting actor in City Slickers.
Whoa,
Hell yeah.
Comedy wins.
Yeah, see, comedies never get nominated. I love City Slickers. I don't know if it competes with Silence of the Lambs, but I will watch City Slickers once a year.
Dude, it was a solid comedy, man. Even the sequel was pretty good. I like the sequel, too.
Yeah.
The sequel wasn't bad.
All right, so we're done with 90. Oh, the director, of course, went to Silence of the Lambs. Jonathan Demme. 93, dude. Here's what we got for you for 1993. A Few Good Men.
Very good movie.
The Crying Game. Howard's End. Unforgiven. Scent of a Woman. What do you think won?
It wasn't Scent of a Woman, right?
No.
Or was it? No?
No.
I don't know. Which one was it?
It was Unforgiven.
Unforgiven. That movie was amazing.
Directed by Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, man. Have you seen Unforgiven?
A very long time ago. I need to rewatch it because it's been too long and I don't remember much.
Young Leo DiCaprio and all that. It was good, man. They had like a nice.
Are you sure?
Yeah, isn't that the Western movie, right?
I think you're thinking of Quick and the Dead.
Is that what I'm thinking of?
The one with young Leo and Gene Hackman?
Yeah. So which one's Unforgiven then?
Unforgiven is... Quick and the Dead is not a Clint Eastwood film. Unforgiven is one of, I think, Clint Eastwood's first directorial that got him nominated. I think it is Western? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Anyway, it's been so long, I need to rewatch it. But yes, I agree with you. Quick and the Dead is freaking awesome. Definitely one of my favorite Westerns.
Yeah, it is still a Western. That's where I got it messed up at.
Yeah, it's a Western.
Okay. It still had Clint Eastwood. Man, it had a lot of similar actors in it. Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman, Richard Harris. Yeah, no wonder.
Clint Eastwood was nominated for Unforgiven. He did not win. He lost to Al Pacino for Scent of a Woman.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, I remember he got that one.
Al Pacino's first Oscar ever.
It felt like sometimes with the Oscars, doesn't it really feel as if once in a while they'll give it to somebody as like a you earn this?
For the past years. Yes.
Yeah, for the past. That's exactly how that one felt. Like it was a shame that Al Pacino never won, especially for Dog Day Afternoon.
Come on, dude. Dog Day Afternoon, Godfather, he never won.
Dude,
it's crazy. He doesn't get his first Oscar until Scent of a Woman, which I love. Scent of a Woman, it's great.
Yeah, it was good, but those other movies are way better. But
yeah, it doesn't win Best Picture. I've never seen any of these except for Unforgiven a long time ago and Scent of a Woman.
Yeah,
I've never seen A Few Good Men.
I've seen A Few Good Men. That's Jack Nicholson, Tom Cruise,
which is probably why I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But it's on my list. It's on my fridge of like something to get to soon. So I'm gonna go back.
Handle the truth.
Famous line, right?
Man. Yeah, Jack Nicholson.
I love Jack Nicholson, bro.
Dude, he's so good in this. I love Jack Nicholson too. He's one of my favorite actors ever. He had that whole era in the 70s and early 80s where he was on, dude.
He was
the best actor. He was the best actor in that little period.
I saw The Last Detail recently. Have you seen that one?
I don't think, good.
It's Jack Nicholson and I forget the other guy's name, but cousin Ed from Christmas Vacation is in it. But it's Jack
Andy Quaid.
Yeah. So they're basically taking cousin Ed. He's in the Navy, and they're all in the Navy, but he got caught stealing in the Navy, so he's a young kid, like 19, so he's going to prison. And then Jack Nicholson and the other guy, I forget his name, but he was like a TV star, are escorting him to the prison, and they all kind of become friends, and they go to like prostitutes and drinking together. Jack Nicholson is just phenomenal in it. And then, did you see that really, really more newer movie with Steve Carell? Last Flag Flying, and I think it's Lawrence Fishburne and Bryan Cranston.
No,
it's like an unofficial sequel of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah. So they're both based off of two different books written by the same author.
Got it. Okay.
But anyway, Few Good Men is on my list. I'm gonna have to go back and watch Unforgiven. But for me personally, dude, one of my favorite like top 20 movies is Scent of a Woman.
Oh, nice. Hey, it's good, man.
That surprised you, right? Chris O'Donnell nails it, dude.
Man, he did good in there. Robin did good.
It's a rewatchable for me, bro. I watch it every single year. Every year.
Damn, every year. Okay.
A lot of people forget it is a Thanksgiving movie. There aren't many Thanksgiving movies. You got Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. This is a Thanksgiving movie. It takes place over Thanksgiving weekend.
Nice, man. I mean, it is a good movie. It's just I've seen it maybe 3 times in my life, I think. I'm due to watch it again.
I have the whole soundtrack in my iPod. It's a good soundtrack, bro.
No, I just didn't know that was that high on your list.
It is.
So if you ever meet, if you're ever in those situations, like, hey, Ago, tell us something interesting about yourself. There you go.
That's true.
Woman is in my top 20 movie.
Yeah.
I watch it every year.
Scent of a Woman's soundtrack is in my iPod right now. So Al Pacino won. Robert Downey Jr. was nominated for Chaplin. Clint Eastwood was nominated. Stephen Ray for The Crying Game. Denzel Washington for Malcolm X didn't win.
Okay.
I feel like Denzel Washington probably should have won, but they're like, guys, we really owe Al Pacino.
Yeah, man. Again, it was one of those. Hey, we're gonna give it to you. Good job.
And then supporting actor was Gene Hackman. Jack Nicholson did not win for A Few Good Men. Al Pacino was also nominated for supporting actor that year for Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yes. You never seen that movie?
No.
Oh, that's so good. Dude, Al Pacino was so good in that movie.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. He was
I've never even heard of that.
Dude, you got to watch it. It had Alec Baldwin. He's like barely in it, but his scene is so legendary. And it's like, that's the whole ABCs, always beat closing.
Oh, okay.
That's where it's from. And he just goes in there and derails. What was the actor? I can't think of his name right now, but he's getting up to go coffee. He's like, where are you going? He's like, I'm going to get coffee. He's like, sit your ass down. Coffee's for closers. It's like, oh, shit.
So is it about the stock market?
No, it's about like sellers. Like they're trying to sell like homes or something or loans or something like that.
Gotcha. Telemarketing, boiler room type thing.
Kind of stuff like that, yeah. And they all have like a certain quota they're supposed to sell. And it's really good, dude. I really recommend watching it. It's actually based off of a play. So it's kind of play-like where you have a lot of like one location, but bunch of actors and all that. It's so good, man.
Dope, dude.
Really, really watch it.
I'm adding that to my list. I'm not being sexist. I'm just not reading some of the best actress ones because we're more talking about the movies that were leading men. And this year in particular, to be honest with you, there's a bunch of actors I never heard of and movies I never heard of, so I'm kind of skipping through it. And then supporting, let's see if there's anybody in supporting actress worth. Honestly, dude, like none of the movies that were nominated for Best Actor are Best Actress was, you know what I mean?
Was in it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Speaking of comedies, this year actually, 93, Marissa Tomei wins for My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah. That was when she was prime. That's when everybody had crushes on Marissa Tomei, man.
I am so happy for her that she won. And honestly, if you're nominating comedies, I can't believe My Cousin Vinny's not nominated for Best Picture. I mean, maybe it wouldn't have won, but
Joe Pesci, dude.
Joe Pesci too. Not even a mention of Joe Pesci, but
that year was so strong, though.
That's true.
So strong.
I mean, look at it. I mean, yeah, Unforgiven, Son of a Woman, but A Few Good Men. But still, like, for the year 1993, My Cousin Vinny stands out to me the most. Like, that's the one I'm probably watching twice a year. Probably, top 5 comedy of all time.
Yeah, no, it's really up there, man. And that was a golden era of Italians, dude.
Yes, it was.
Dude, Italian filmmakers, Italian acting, like, they were winning, dude. Awesome.
Hell yeah, dude. That was a good one. All right, so shall we go to 94, bro?
Please and thank you.
94. We've got Schindler's List, The Fugitive, In the Name of the Father, The Piano, The Remains of the Day. That's what's nominated for Best Picture.
Remains of the Day. Okay.
You saw that?
See, some of those I don't remember Remains of the Day.
Me either. Never seen it. The Piano sounds familiar. I've never seen it. The Fugitive, obviously, I've seen.
Dude, The Fugitive was awesome, man.
Schindler's List, I've seen bits and pieces of it in my youth when I was too young to understand the meaning behind it, the importance behind it. Very important movie, but I feel like right now I'll just watch Inglourious Basterds and it has a way better ending.
Yeah, exactly, man. Dude, so The Piano is the one that I remember now that had a young Anna Paquin that won Best Supporting Actress. That's what I remember. She was super young in that.
Yeah, you're right. Yes.
I remember that one. And that was the first time I knew kids could win. But other than that, that's all I really remember, man. I had Holly Hunter, who was,
The Firm.
Obviously just came after Silence of the Lambs and everything. Like, she was on it.
Winona Ryder was nominated that year for The Age of Innocence. So, yeah, speaking of Tarantino, okay. 1994, was when Pulp Fiction was filmed, or when it came out. So technically, it's probably going to be in the 95.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It came out the same year that
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump and all that.
Yeah.
So what was that?
Tough
95
year.
or 96?
95.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So 94 is when it came out, so it wouldn't be in this Oscars. So no. 94 is pre Tarantino.
Yeah.
Although he had Reservoir Dogs out already, right?
Mm-hmm. He did, but it was too indie. It was a little too indie because they had a really small budget when they did that.
And I think it's only like, I think it might be like 1992 or 93 or something. Maybe even 91.
It came out like the year or two right before Pulp Fiction.
I love Reservoir Dogs. I think if they knew what we know now, it definitely would have been nominated this year or the year before.
Absolutely, man. And the way it kind of came together, because I'm a huge Tarantino fan, man.
Yeah.
But like he had, so he wrote Reservoir Dogs. He was trying to make it himself. He was trying to get funding for it for years. Couldn't do it, so he was gonna end up just selling it. And originally he did a script, True Romance, right, and Natural Born Killers. And Oliver Stone ended up doing Natural Born Killers, which is why he had issues with them because he didn't direct it the way that he wanted it, the way he wrote it, customized it too much. So with Reservoir Dogs, he was about to just sell it until he met a producer that said, "Hey, just give me a little bit of time to get you the funding that you need." That producer was actually going to film school, and one of his instructors was the wife of damn, what am I thinking of?
Harvey Weinstein?
No. The main actor. Damn, I can't think of it right now. Harvey Keitel.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, but it was the wife of Harvey Keitel. So he read the script, loved it, got onboarded as a producer. That's how they ended up getting the funding and he was able to make the movie.
I love the low budget that it is. It's if they had a bigger budget, it probably wouldn't have been as good. They kept it in those very confined locations that they had. Yeah, it's just dope, dude.
Very play-like. Yeah, very play-like, man. Yeah.
Where does
Steve Buscemi?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, the whole cast. I mean, even Tarantino's in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Where does that fall on your list of Tarantino movies?
It used to be so high, but the more movies have gone on, because it's like obviously Pulp Fiction is still my favorite.
Yeah.
But dude, Kill Bill, Inglourious Bastards, like they're up there. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is so good. I mean, it's just he just has too many, man. Django Unchained. Yeah, I watch Django Unchained all the time, man.
Yeah, so, I just watched it like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's so good.
It's on Netflix, by the way. Yeah, man. As much as I love Reservoir Dogs, unfortunately, there's you hit it on the nose, dude. There's so many good every year he tops himself, and it's like it keeps falling further down the list. And I think the worst Tarantino films, not that they're horrible,
just for his standards,
is the ones with Death. What's it called?
Death Proof.
Death Proof, right? The car.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah, that one's my least favorite as well. Another one is The Hateful Eight. The Hateful Eight was like, it was okay.
I like it,
but it's cool. Yeah, like it's still a good movie, but for his standards, the rewatchability is not so high for me because it's so just again the same thing like you said. It's confined. The other ones just have so many layers to them, and it's just it's unfair. It's unfair.
Yeah, for me it would probably go like Death Proof, and then what was the other one you just said?
The Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight, and then I probably would go the Kill Bills, and then Reservoir Dogs as I work my way up the ladder.
Okay.
Nice. As good as Kill Bill is.
Yeah, I totally get it, man. That's the great thing about Tarantino, or even films in general, is that they're all subjective. Yeah. And for most people that are film fans can say, well, Tarantino doesn't really make bad movies. It's just your preference. What do you like? To me, Kill Bill, especially Volume 1, it's so stylistically gorgeous to watch.
It's great.
So I watch it like it's a fucking play, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, you can't watch it and not go, I can't wait to throw on the next one. I got to keep it going. By the way, Volume 1 and 2 also soundtracks that are in my iPod.
Oh yeah, mine too, man. I use those too. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so back to 1994. Tough year, dude. I would say, The Piano I've never seen, The Remains of the Day I've never seen, In the Name of the Father I've never seen. I'm sure some of these are good movies. If I'm going past them fast, if there's something I should keep a lookout for, let me know.
No. Keep going.
I think I should, out of respect, go back and watch Schindler's List as an adult and really pay attention. Yes.
Yep, Spielberg.
But honestly, the one that stands out of these is The Fugitive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
It's The Fugitive.
Harrison Ford, man.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford, yeah. I love it. But just to touch on Schindler's List real quick with Spielberg, Spielberg obviously came out with Jaws and everything in the 70s, and he was known as that, creating the blockbuster, essentially, right? And then you bled over to the 80s where he was doing a lot of family-oriented E.T. type movies, Indiana Jones. He was doing those.
Yep.
The 90s, we really started seeing a different take on Spielberg. It felt like he really blossomed and said, okay, you guys are doing this. You guys are doing dramas now. Yeah. Hold my beer. And he came out with something like Schindler's List, where it's like, man, you have a Jewish director doing a Jewish, like, Nazi camp movie. Yeah. It was just showing the full spectrum of Spielberg and his genius of filmmaking.
Have you seen that documentary called Spielberg yet? I haven't seen it yet. It's on HBO.
I don't think so. No, I have to check it out, though.
It's like 2.5 hours. I keep meaning to watch it, but every time I'm home and I have 2.5 hours, I go, I'd rather watch a movie.
Yeah, something you've already seen. Like Son of a Woman.
Yeah, man. And by the way, Spielberg's still at it, dude. He's nominated for Best Director for West Side Story, doing a musical now.
He does every genre.
Yeah.
He's done animation movies with, the big giant or whatever it was called.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
By the way, when you said "Hold My Beer," I just pictured a Spielberg, and he's got like a koozie with ET on it. So, good year for Best Actors. You got Tom Hanks. Yeah. He won for Philadelphia. I can't remember if I've ever seen Philadelphia. Is that the one where he plays a gay guy?
Yeah, it's him. And then there was also another. Who was his lover in it? It was somebody pretty big too. I think was Will Smith in that one.
I don't know.
Maybe not. It might have been Denzel Washington. It was somebody that was.
The supporting actors are not nominated for that at all.
Okay.
For Philadelphia,
okay.
The movie Philadelphia is not nominated at all, except for Tom Hanks, Best Actor.
Oh, okay.
So he won, and then the Oscars does that too. They're like, we totally forgot to mention them for Best Actor. They're gonna say we're anti-gay, so we have to at least give it to Tom Hanks to win. Not that he didn't do a good job. I love Tom Hanks. It's probably one of the few movies I haven't seen with him. Probably because I don't want to watch Tom Hanks be gay. I don't know. I'm not homophobic. I don't know.
Yeah. It was good, man. I saw it a long time ago, but I mean it was a pretty solid movie.
He beats Daniel Day-Lewis, which is saying something in the Name of the Father is Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, because I think he played like a priest in that, in The Name of the Father.
Probably.
Yeah, that's another one I saw a long time ago, man. I went through a binge of watching Daniel Day-Lewis movies because
he's great.
Dude, easily one of the greatest top 3 actors we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like just in terms of really getting into it. Now, whether his movies are your favorite, different discussion, but the dude can act, man.
Hell yeah.
He can act.
I just watched There Will Be Blood recently.
I did too.
Loved it. Lawrence Fishburne for What's Love Got to Do with It. Anthony Hopkins for The Remains of the Day. Liam Neeson for Schindler's List. These are the best actors. Supporting actor Tommy Lee Jones wins for The Fugitive. Leonardo DiCaprio was nominated for What's Eating Gilbert Grape. And that whole movie is not even mentioned besides this.
Because the movie itself was okay, but he plays somebody with mental...
so of course he gets the nom. Yeah.
Exactly, man. But he did such a good job. But Lawrence Fishburne, What's Love Got to Do with It? That was a good movie. Really good movie.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's
No, I haven't.
The Tina Turner story.
So this is the first of many Leonardo DiCaprio snubs, by the way. Leonardo DiCaprio does not win an Oscar until The Revenant, which is crazy to me, dude.
He did great in The Revenant, but again, it was one of those ones where he had better performances, I think, man.
Yeah. Yes.
Aviator. How do you not win for that? But again, it depends on the movies that came out and everything they went with. But like he really lost himself in Aviator.
There's so many other things he should have won for.
Yeah.
All right. So Best Actress, Holly Hunter for The Piano, Angela Bassett. Let's see. Emma Thompson for The Remains of the Day.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then director, of course, went to Spielberg.
Yeah.
All right. We're already here. We already talked a lot about Tarantino. We might as well do 95, bro.
Might as well, bro.
Let's do it real quick.
Let's do it.
So how about this? I usually, at the end of every episode, I ask my guests what year they were born, and we go and we look at the Oscar nominations from that year. But first, we will do 1995 very quickly. Tough year, bro.
Yeah, man.
You got Quiz Show. I don't know what that is.
It was good, but no, not compared to these.
It's a Robert Redford, so.
Yeah.
You've got 4 Weddings and a Funeral. I've never seen it.
It was okay.
You got Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
You got Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, man.
And you got Shawshank Redemption, dude.
Yes, man. It's those 3.
Like, if you're those 3 movies, dude. If you're not a hardcore Tarantino fan like you are,
yeah,
or I am. Honestly, I think Tarantino is definitely my top 3 favorite directors, and he's probably in the number 1 spot. But even I'm like, man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Dude, it is. Like, I love Pulp Fiction because it was the movie that made me want to be a filmmaker when I finally saw it, right? Like, I had other movies when I was younger. One of them got me inspired, made me want to write. That one, I was like, man, I want to do this. I want to do this.
Yeah.
That's why it holds a special place in my heart, because it's so different. And I guess I can understand why it didn't win, but just like Shawshank Redemption, bro. Like,
yeah.
It's still, I think it still was. I mean, it was rated the greatest movie of all time for the longest time. It's so good.
It's very, very good, dude. And for me, I always look at like what stuck with me through the years, and all 3 of these movies have.
Dude, yes.
But to tell you the truth,
those 3 movies are amazing, epic.
If I have to choose one that I think should have won, I'm going to go with Forrest Gump, which did win.
Yeah.
And it's not because I think it's better than Pulp Fiction. It is because Forrest Gump is an example of what I think Oscar nominees should be. And when I watch a movie like this year, the nominations are pretty weak. I've seen some okay movies for 2022, but like ones that are like good story, make you laugh, make you cry, great acting, super invested in the characters, and Forrest Gump just hits on all of those. You're laughing, you're crying throughout the whole thing. So that's what I look for, and so that's why I'm saying I think it should have won. Now.
Okay, so for me...
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, just real quick, and then I'm done. But, like, for me, that's why I'm the opposite of it. Because, like, that's what Oscars do. You can already tell the movies that come out. It's like, well, this one's obviously going to be nominated. This one's obviously going to win. It becomes so safe. Shawshank Redemption and Pulp Fiction were, like, the anti what Hollywood was. And Pulp Fiction represented, like, what some of the 70s, like what Scorsese did in the 70s of, okay, here's your traditional movies. I'm going to give you something amazing, give you something gritty, give you something that's not your traditional type of stuff that you watch. I'm going to give you something, an entirely different take on this. And it helps spawn future movies to go that direction. If all we got were a bunch of Forrest Gumps, which it feels like a lot of studios like to do. Yeah. I've seen the movie so many times. They just do different, reiterations on it. And it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Pulp Fiction. I mean, Forrest Gump is good, but the other 2 were just so different, man.
That's true.
So unique. Yeah.
So at the time, 1995, you're 100% right. And thank God for Pulp Fiction and your Shawshank Redemptions. And you're 100% right. Speaking from a point of view of today, I beg for Forrest Gump movies because we don't even have that anymore.
That's true.
And then the fact that Tarantino's talking about retiring, I'm like, no, why?
I know,
dude? You can do a film in your backyard over a weekend, and it would be better than some of the shit that comes out. So,
if he did, it'd be better than any of the movies that came out this past year, man.
Yeah,
this year's of Oscars, it's like I don't even have a dog in the fight. Like I don't.
Yeah. That one, I forget the name with Cumberbatch. What's his name?
Okay. Yeah, Benedict
Cumberbatch. The dog movie. I forget the title. It's a long title. The one that other guy from Tombstone got all mad because he's homophobic. That was a good written, a little too slow, a little too boring, but it has a good payoff. I mean, this episode's not about what's currently. So, but I did just watch Coda, which I actually really enjoyed. It's of the nominations, it's probably one of the better ones. But again, it like when you can't compare it to like Forrest Gump and Pulp Fiction and Shawshank Redemption. And Belfast was good. It was two feel-good movies there. I haven't seen Drive My Car yet because I don't know if I want to watch a 3-hour movie about. It's basically Driving Miss Daisy but reverse, and it's Asian.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, different reiterations of stuff we've already seen. It's like, okay, this worked.
These three that we're talking about from '95, dude, I hold very, very high in my heart, and I will. So with that being said, I will tell you this, Daniel. Okay,
yes,
you're familiar with the Agometer.
Yes,
okay,
very much so.
You're very all right. So those of you listening, if you don't already know, we in our group of friends we have the Agometer, which is usually the opposite of people's opinion of the common person's opinion. So that's why the Agometer was invented. And then if you watch the show I do with Kevin on my Instagram and on YouTube where we, the quick 5-minute reviews. Okay. So I rate movies on a scale of 1 to 10, right? No movie has ever hit 10 on the Agometer except for Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
No movie, dude. And you know how much I love Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah, dude. I didn't even know that didn't hit 10. That's crazy.
I'm at like a 9.5.
Damn.
There's
I'm
a couple of
about
dude.
Today.
Rocky is a 9.5.
Damn, nice.
Pulp Fiction it's honestly I wouldn't even say it's my favorite Tarantino film. It's probably tied, but it's just a 10. It's just the writing,
perfect,
the story,
perfect,
yeah, the editing. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, perfect movie, man. Love it.
So really quickly, Tom Hanks, second year in a row, takes it for Forrest Gump. Morgan Freeman was nominated for Shawshank Redemption as Best Actor, not Supporting Actor, which I'm a little surprised about.
Yeah.
Because the guy who plays Andy Dufresne, what's his name?
Damn it.
What the hell's his name?
Here, I'll look right now.
It's gonna drive me nuts if I don't.
Yeah. Tim Robbins. That's
Tim Robbins not nominated at all.
He used to be married with Susan Sarandon, by the way.
Who was nominated that year for Best Actress, by the way. So that's why they got divorced.
Nice.
Let's see. Nigel Hawthorne was nominated for The Madness of the King something. Paul Newman for Nobody's Fool. I've never seen that one, but Paul Newman's great. John Travolta is nominated for Best Actor for Pulp Fiction. Would you call him the leading actor in that movie?
No. Was he the lead? Was he marked as the leading actor for that?
He's nominated for Best Actor.
Dang. He didn't have a chance then.
Yeah. I would have thrown like him and Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, at least those three. And then what's the cleaner's name? What's that actor's name who plays the cleaner?
Again, that's damn it, we just said his name with Reservoir Dogs.
We did?
Yeah.
Harvey
Keitel.
Harvey
That's
Keitel.
what it is.
Those four
The Wolf.
right away should have gone into supporting acting. All of them should have been nominated.
Yeah.
The Wolf, that's right, yeah. None of them were.
And Samuel L. Jackson wasn't?
Excuse me, pardon me. Samuel L. Jackson was. He's the only one who was for support.
Got it.
But how is Samuel L. Jackson supporting and John Travolta's Best Actor?
That might have been a little bit. I think a lot of that was politics. You know what I'm saying? Obviously there's so much politics when it comes to the Oscars and film in Hollywood. Samuel L. Jackson, they probably like, okay, if we try to put him in the category of Best Actor, they're like, he probably doesn't stand a chance of getting in. Just because he's too gritty, he's too rough. He's always
but they did it to Travolta.
Because of the politics, right? He's been around since forever.
Yeah, because it had to be politics. Because I mean, it's not like Samuel L. Jackson won anyway.
Yeah,
I don't know. Is it because of who's billed first? You got me, dude.
Know,
if anything, Samuel L. Jackson's in it more.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
So I don't know, dude.
I know Tarantino did win Best Screenplay, though. Best Original Screenplay that year.
As he should have. Shawshank Redemption Director was not even nominated.
Damn.
Forrest Gump wins, Robert Zemeckis. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Tarantino should have won also. Woody Allen was nominated for Bullets Over Broadway, which I've never seen, but I heard it's good. Let's see what else. Gary, what's his name? Sinise?
Yeah.
Was nominated for Forrest Gump, didn't win.
Mm-hmm. Lieutenant Dan.
Chaz Palminteri for Bullets Over Broadway. A lot of great competition in the supporting actor, but it goes to Martin Landau for Ed Wood.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Ed Wood was amazing, dude, and he did a really good job in that. But I'm actually surprised he won because it was a pretty short role that he had.
Huh? Yeah, I never even seen it. Yeah, he's probably in Ed Wood less than John Travolta's in.
Yeah,
more than.
I think so, man. I think so. Ed Wood's great though, man. Tim Burton.
All right, that's it. So, Daniel.
Yeah.
What year were you born?
84.
Oh, look what I happened to just pick up, bro.
Hey.
1984. I just happened to pick up. So, interesting question.
Okay.
If your birthday was in 1984, that means that the movies that were nominated should have been will be the 85 Oscars.
Oh, okay, got it.
So, do you want to see what movies were made in 84 or what was nominated in 85?
Dealer's choice. I'll leave it up to you.
Okay, I could do both if you want. I usually do it. So, 84 Oscars. Okay, so when were you born?
84.
August. So, August of 84, we already had the 84 Oscars. So, Terms of Endearment.
Okay.
The Big Chill. The Dresser.
Ooh.
The Right Stuff. Tender Mercies.
That's not a good list. I don't think I've seen any of them, man.
I bet you I've never seen Terms of Endearment. It won Best Picture, but I heard the Dresser is really good. I still haven't seen it. It's on my list.
Okay. I heard Terms of Endearment I heard was good. I just haven't seen it, man.
I get the impression it's a chick flick.
Yeah, I think it is.
We sound like so sexist in this episode. We're not, I swear. We're just dudes really that like Tarantino.
Dude, if you haven't gotten, and he empowers women, right? He has a lot of women that he empowers in his movies. So.
Hell yeah. So let's read 1985. So technically, these are the movies that were made when you were born. You have Amadeus. I don't know what that is. The Killing Fields. Passage to India. Places in the Heart. A Soldier's Story.
Dang, that didn't do any better.
It didn't do any better.
No, man. I was born in a bad year.
Yeah, dude. You might as well.
Do better. Do better, Mom.
Yeah. I'll let you know when I watch The Dresser if that should be your go-to movie when people ask you what's your birth movie. But that's it, bro. That was a lot of fun. Dude, we got through 5 years.
Yeah.
And we learned that the Oscars, starting in the 90s, started their bullshit.
Yeah, they really did, man. But it started, filmmakers were trying to push the limits, but the Oscars were like, nope, we're going to go with safe.
But in the end, it's the ones that, you know, always had a place in your heart that you continue to watch and probably gross the most because we're still watching them.
Yeah, man.
So anyway, dude, that was a lot of fun, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks for doing that with me. I was looking forward to doing it with you.
Yeah.
Do you think Tarantino's going to have a film, one last one? Or do you think he's done?
Yeah, because he said he was going to do 10, and he's not counting Kill Bill 2. He's counting that as one together.
Okay.
So he says he's going to do one more. So
okay. I heard that rumor that he was going to do a volume 3 of Kill Bill.
I heard that too, and it makes you wonder if he's going to count that as a movie too or not, or just say, nope, that's all one project.
So then maybe he's got 2 more to go.
It could be, yeah, if that's what he does. I know he said he's talked about doing like television shows, like series, or even short, what is like the limited series. He said he's going to do plays, you know, things like that. So we're going to still see more stuff of him. He's going to do novels. I just love the movies, man.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah. All right, bro. I'll let you go.
Cool, man.
Say hi to the fam.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming on. By the way, I never even properly introduced you in the show. We just started going, and then you switched Wi-Fi, so I forgot. So I didn't even introduce you. Hey, everybody, this is... guys, follow Daniel De Sangre. He has a film out called You're Hired. And where can people find that movie?
They can find it on Amazon. They can find it on iTunes. Yeah, you can find it there. You could rent it. You can buy it. Support up-and-coming independent artists because look what happened to Tarantino or Reservoir Dogs. You never fucking know, guys. Exactly. And then you have a podcast out, a movie podcast where you guys talk about all kinds of movies, even shows even. Yeah, absolutely. So we have a podcast. It's called Not a Strong Start, movie podcast, where we're three filmmakers. We just love talking about movies, television, playing movie games on it. Super fun, super quick. You can catch it on Spotify. You can watch us on YouTube or on Apple Podcasts.
And on Instagram and on Twitter, it's Not a Strong Start, at Not a Strong Start.
Yep, at Not a Strong Start.
Not podcast, at a strong start.
Not a strong start.
But there's no podcast at the end.
No, not for the Twitter handles. No.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, everybody, and then I'll put the links. I'll put all the info for Daniel on the description. Guys, don't forget you can see me live. I got a couple of dates in LA in April while I'm in town. I got one in Vegas, and then in May I start to hit the road. I'm taping a special May 21st in Paso Robles, California. I'm excited. That's tickets are on sale already. And then May 28th, you can see me in St. George, Utah. I got a couple dates, guys. Check the calendar. It's AugostinoComedian.com or homeschoolpod.com. And that's it. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Please come back here where we document the journey. Thank you one more time to Daniel De Sangre for coming in today. Thank you to everybody who continues to support the Homeschool Podcast. And that's it. See you guys next time. Peace.
Homeschool Podcast. Homeschool.
The Homeschool Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
I don't want to do that.
No, okay.
I don't want to do that at all.